Friends, I am Sanyukta and today we are going to be learning a new Zentangle original pattern, and the name of the pattern is Dewd. Yeah, every pattern that we are learning, the Zentangle originals have a small or a big story behind them, which is generally printed in the newsletter in which the pattern or the event in which the patterns is released, right? So like we learned Cubine in our last session. So Cubine was also seen by Maria and Rick on a vase. It was printed on a vase and the vase was displayed on the window of an artifact shop, right? Similarly, the pattern Dewd, that is D-E-W-D, denotes dewdrops because it somewhat looks like the dewdrops falling or fallen on the grass, right? So again, there are inspirations and stories behind pattern names. And as you read the newsletters and the events in which the patterns are released, you get to know more about how the patterns came into being and what went into getting them into existence, right? So the pattern Dewd starts somewhat like a fescue, right? So this shape, fescue, is a simple shape like this, right? Or something like this, or something like this, right? So somewhat like a fescue looking shape, but a more rounded end, and then I am going to either fully fill up this end or keep a little gap, right? And then again draw another one of this and then fully fill it up or leave a small gap, right? So what you can see is the ends are a little more rounded, just like the pods of a muka, and then I am almost filling it up, leaving a small hole. You can fill it up completely, right? And then a series of this fescue kind of shapes, not exactly fescue, right? And then comes the main part of Dewd, that is the oraing, right? That is the most important part of the tangle pattern Dewd. That is how you go about auraing this tangle. So I am putting first layer of aura, joining this here, right? And then starting the second layer from here, auraing, then going to take it up and leave it here, right? Again joining it here, again starting the second layer of aura here, joining it here, again second layer of aura and joining it here. So the main catch in drawing the pattern Dewd lies in the way you aura it, right? So again, taking a simple example, two-sided fescue like shapes, right? Two-sided fescue like shapes, and then you start an aura from here, join it to the bottom of the next fescue, then second line of aura, join it to the bottom of the next fescue, then third line of aura, turn it here, and then again start from the other side, first line of aura, join it to the end of next fescue, again second line of aura, join it to the end of the third fescue, again second line of aura, join it here, right? And you can always join them like this. So that is how we draw the tangle pattern Dewd. So is this the only way the pattern is drawn? No, if you draw them like this, opposite to one another, right, you can basically arrange Dewd in any manner. For example, when you are drawing it in this manner, again adding an aura, second line, adding to the joining at the end of the next, again going with the second line of aura, joining it with the fescue above, starting the second line of aura, joining it with the fescue above, starting again another line of aura and joining it like this. So these small spaces that are left in between, generally Maria and Rick, they just fill it up with lines, right? In the original pattern it is just filled up with lines inside like these, right? Alternatively, what you can do is, again, an opportunity to create a variation. The space left in between, you can use it to fill up with other patterns, right? So is this the only way Dewd is drawn? No, you can draw it as a border tangle, right? In a square. You can draw it like a flower, like this, right? Draw it like a flower again. Place it any way you want, right? Just showing you an example how you can go about it. These fescue kind of shapes can be placed any ways, and then the catch is only the aura, right? How you aura is the only thing that gives Dewd its look, right? So if you want to arrange it like a flower, you can do that. Just remember to aura the way Dewd is supposed to be auraed, right? Again, you can give it a border and then draw whatever tangles you want to draw, right? You can also add some more auras to the fescue if you wish to, something like this. Like the original pattern has only one layer of aura, but if you wish to create a variation, then there are n number of possibilities. So you can give another line of aura, right? And see how it is looking, right? So let us start with our tile today. I have this square tile in front of me, and quickly I'll put my 4 dots, and with a sense of gratitude towards the art form, the opportunity that it gives me to create a beautiful piece of work, I draw my borders, and then let us see how do we want to place our fescue. So I'm going to be picking up my 08, right, and draw some bold fescue like shapes, that is the pattern Dewd, right? Across my tile. Again, I showed you that you can place it any way you want. I'll be showing these options on my Facebook page also, how you can place your Dewd in different ways, right? In case you are there on Mosaic, you can see my works. I am there on Mosaic by the name Sanju, right? So going to aura them now. So starting, joining with the one above, again joining with the one above, again joining with the one above, and then a turn, and then I am going to start my second layer of aura, joining with the fescue like shape above, again second layer of aura, joining the above one, right? Right? So that's how you aura your Dewd. Doing the same exercise on the other side also. Why I am emphasizing so much on the auraing part here? Because that is what gives the pattern Dewd its true character. Otherwise it is a very simple tangle to draw, looks more like a border tangle, right? And then I'm going to draw a few more like this, something like this. Right, and something on the other side also, like this. Is it that you have to draw curved lines only with the fescues that you're drawing? No, you can try with straight lines also, right? So this curve that I'm giving, you can try giving, you can try drawing it with straight lines also. As long as you aura it in a similar manner, it will look like Dewd, right? So again, starting my aura, second layer joining with the fescue above, and then again starting the aura, second layer joining with the first one above, right? Again this side, right? So it looks something like dewdrops, I think. That's how Maria's daughter Molly got inspired to, name it like dewdrops. And now we have created some spaces with the help of our Dewd, right? Now let us fill these spaces. Let's introduce some more tangles here, right? So I'm going to start with the pattern Rick's Flux, right? Rick's version of flux. So you can choose any pattern of your liking. We have learned so many patterns by now, so just go ahead, choose a pattern of your choice or liking, and then you can use that pattern to fill up this space that I've created between my Dewd, right? So I'm going to fill up this entire space with the pattern flux in this way, right? See here, I have filled up this portion, the inside, the space between my Dewds with the pattern flux, right? So we have few more sections here. So let us give in another line of aura to kind of separate my Dewd from the next tangle that I will be using, right? So it is up to you what tangle you want to use, right? So for this portion, again second line of aura, not the way you aura a Dewd, but a general aura, just to separate my Dewd from the next tangle that I will be using. So if you have any tangle in mind, please go ahead with it. I am going to be using the pattern Crescent Moon, right? So putting some big half moon shapes here, right? I'm going to use my 08 to fill it up, just because it has a broader nib. It can cover up spaces faster, right? So using my 08 to ink my moons, again it is up to you which tangle you want to use, right? Now that you know so many Just let your imagination go wild. And probably I would add 2 below. Right? And then you know what to do. This aura, right? So simple aura. Take your time, rotate your tile so that your hands are comfortable, right? Again, a second line of aura. Second line. Right? So I'm going to do this exercise. Fill up both these spaces with the pattern crescent moon along with the original pattern Dewd, right? See here, I have filled up these two portions with the tangle pattern crescent moon, right? And we have 2 more portions left, so you can either use a tipple or probably the pattern printums, right? So let's use the tangle pattern printums to fill up the rest of the space, making printums somewhat oval shape. Till now what we have learned is almost a round shape, so you can call it a variation again, making my printums a little oval, right? Just fill up the small little spaces left here and there. So this is another version of printums. Right? You can draw them overlapping too, drawing behind, right? The hollybobs effect. Right, so you can see how my tile is turning out to be. Used a couple of patterns here along with the original Dewd, right? So I have filled up this space with printums. Going to do the same exercise this side also, right? See here, I have drawn printums on both sides, right? So now we are going to shade our tile, right? So I'm going to put some graphite in the inside of my Dewd, right? You can choose to shade each of the flux individually, entirely up to you. As I always told you, there is always an option of shading the tangle independently or shading the tangle as a whole, right? I generally take the other option, the second one, when the tangle is enclosed, right? Again, you can go with any. So I am just going to blend the graphite, not smudging too much, just pulling it towards the center, but again ensuring that I don't cover up the entire center, as I need a highlight, right? So that's about this side. Then again, my crescent moons, these are all basically independent enclosure kind, the sections into which I have divided using my Dewd, right? So you can shade each of these enclosures easily and then add some highlights. And you don't need to do work much on the shading part, at least in this style, right? Again, if you don't want to shade the enclosure, you can shade your independent crescent moons, right? Again, the same exercise on the other one. Right, now going to blend it. Pretty dark graphite here, so that the center really pops up. Using my pencil quite hard. Right, so I have highlighted the two sections of crescent moon. And then the printums, again, if you wish, you can independently shade your printums, or you can do the same exercise here also, since you have a section here specifically dedicated to your printums. You can just shade that section. Right, so just going to blend the graphite just like other sections. So this kind of shading particularly I have chosen because it adds prominence to your Dewd, right? Because I have left the Dewd unshaded. So the white part is a good contrast to the darker tile, right? So now that we have done it for all the sections, I will pick up my white charcoal and add some highlight. You can use a different stump. My finger generally acts as a stump when it is white charcoal. You just have to brush the excess chalk, right? And at times lighten it a bit. So use the stump. Again the same with your printums. Right. So since my crescent moons are pretty big moons, so you can add a few dots here and there, just to embellish. I wanted big moons, so I added some big size moons, and then I am going to embellish it with some white dots with my white jelly roll. Right, so you can do it on the other side also. Remember, jelly roll takes some time to dry, so don't you put your hand immediately after using it on the used area. Right, so little highlight to the crescent moons. In case you think the dots are not good enough, just use your jelly rolls here and there. Right, so that's the Tangle pattern Dewd, and we have finished our tile. So I'm going to add my signature here, the initial and the sign. Appreciate your tile for a moment, and we'll meet again with another Zentangle original pattern and some new stories. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.